Just real quick, the beginning of this video just has the photos of the parts that we will be using from rockauto.com in order to fix the steering system, the brake system, and the suspension system. And all these kits come with everything from brake calipers to brake pads to struts to shocks, coil springs, tie rods, control arms, everything. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Hey fellas and ladies, thank you for joining another video by Stan's Auto Repair. Today is the 2006 Chevy Cobalt 2.2 liter. Did find that out last night that the 2.5 liter Cobalts have 5 lugs, but the 2.0 and 2.2 typically have the 4 lug pattern. Because I was looking up a bunch of parts for this car, because this whole side over here pretty much needs rebuilt. Control arm, sway bar, caliper, rotor, I mean almost the whole thing, maybe even the strut itself, because it may not look bad right now because I actually used a chemical. This is what I like to soak down rusted parts with. It penetrates and protects. And here comes the sprinkles again. But as you see, I have the fender off because you can see the damage on the door here. Here's the fender. It's a whole lot, it looks a little bit better than it did. The crack in the paint is from where it was bent. And I straightened it out as best I could with a rubber mallet in my little metal it's almost like a socket, but it's solid. I would take you in there, but the music's kind of a little too loud. But now I'm in the process of cleaning everything, because if you look here, this was all in the frame rail, especially right here, which we all know what will happen eventually when this eats up. You end up getting rusted out rocker panels. This car's from New Hampshire, so it was pretty rusty. I mean, you can kind of see the rust when you look, like on the caliper here, you can see where it's rusted up. Along the strut, you can see how rusty it is. I mean, I can just flake it. That's how bad this was. This right here, this piece here is actually thinner than it was new. That's how much it's rusted, because I heard some knocking when we would drive, and turns out that the tie rod is pretty much shot. I'm not putting like any force on that, and I'm able to twist it, but the inner tie rod doesn't show any damage, or the ball joint. But we're going to end up getting control arm, inner and outer tie rod, sway bar, rotor, caliper, and brakes. Pretty much just going to replace it. Well, this time it's not sprinkles. We're actually getting rain. So don't want to get rusty tools. But that's what's going on with the Cobalt. We got word that the title is on its way, so I figured I'd do a little bit of work on it, just to try to get it cosmetically looking a little better. One good thing is that the fender bracket wasn't bent. From what I can tell by looking at it, it looks factory. There's a bend right there, but that's actually factory. Because if that was straight, then that piece, oh, I'm getting the focus. See how it's bent there? That's factories, and I'm looking at it. Everything looks straight. I'll find out more, but if you look down this side here, right here kind of sticks out somewhat. Right here, it's not straight, which I believe that's normal too, because if I remember the contour, this sits on the car like this, and then yeah, that looks about right. So this bad boy here is I've had it for about 2 years now, and it's not crapped out on me yet. Got it at Harbor Freight. It's a pretty good 18 volt impact, electric impact. But this is all the bolts, screws, and hardware for the fender and the splash cover. Yeah, as you can see, this thing here's trash. I'm not gonna put this back on. I mean, come on, Chevy, really? This is like padding that you put in your trunk, and you're gonna put it in with the fender just so you get moisture and then eventually rust. I mean, what do car companies think of these days? I mean, it's not like the Cobalt has a good safety with it anyways. Paper thin metal. But all right, folks. Thanks for watching, and as we get the parts for this car, we'll get everything going. I'll put photos of the kits that you can get from Rock Auto, to where you can buy the whole set, the whole front brake system, and the whole suspension system, other than the struts, shocks. That's all you can't get, but you get everything else. Now I'll link photos in with the video, so yeah, if you like what's going on, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and y'all stay safe out there, and if it's broke, as I always say, fix it.